Hello, 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 stamping friends. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining me this evening for another session of In the Craft Room with Caron. You guys, I'm excited to be here with you tonight. It is my birthday. Woo-hoo-hoo! And I'm excited to be sharing my friends with you guys, my birthday with you guys. I won't tell you how old I am, but I am blessed with awesome friends, awesome family that have been blowing up my phone all day today, just feeling the love, sharing the well wishes. And I thank everybody for wishing me well on my birthday. But I'm always excited to share my birthday, and I'm loving stamping. So, I'm putting the two together, and I'm totally excited about being here with you tonight. As always, you guys, I am Caron Bailey. I am your independent demonstrator here in the beautiful city of Austin, Texas. It's beautiful, y'all, but it is hot as I don't even know what. I think it was triple digits today. If you hear that little humming sound in the back, I have got my personal fan on. It is just way too hot for me to not have something going. So if that distracts you, I apologize, but otherwise it would be driving me absolutely crazy. Again, I am here in Austin, Texas, totally excited. You guys, let's take a look. As always, we go through all of our administrative notes ahead of time. But again, I try to go live with you at least once a week. As my life gets back to normal, I will try to come to you live a little bit more often, but I'm definitely guaranteeing that I will come to you at least once every week with some awesome, some crafting and card making. All right, so if you see any of the products that we demonstrate this evening and you just have to have them, that's fine with me. When you shop my online store at www.sweetsignatures.stampinup.net. And if you do shop, please make sure that you use your host code, as you see here, G48T36E Edward as J. Excuse me. And when you use that host code, you get entered into a drawing to receive an awesome gift from me. Speaking of which, I've got to do that drawing tonight. I keep forgetting to do it. And so I've got to make sure that I get that done tonight. All right, so when you shop in my online store, I always do a free gift with purchase. With a minimum order of $50, you get a free gift with me just for shopping. This $50 number right here is going to be very important for the month of July because we are in bonus days, and I'm going to tell you about that a little bit later. Love shopping, love a discount, want a discount. When you become a member of Stampin' Up, you automatically get 20% off of all of your own shopping for your own needs. And then once you move up, you get 25%. So if you love saving, definitely the best time is to be a Stampin' Up demonstrator. People are still blowing up my Facebook page telling me happy birthday. All right, and as always, you guys don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping in. I hope you love the content that I am preparing for you, that I bring to you every week. If you do, and there's something specific that you want to see me demonstrate or show you how to do a technique, always reach out to me. You can leave a comment. You can email me. Here's my email address. I'll put that in the description box as well. You can reach out to me and contact me and let me know what it is you'd like to see me do. I'm always open to suggestions. So let's get going on here. All right. What's coming up? We got a lot coming up this month. Our Kit Together event will be scheduled on the 28th of July. At 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And what is our Kit Together? We get together on Zoom. And once you purchase the kit from my online store, we get together, we create these projects, and we kit together. That will be the 28th of July at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Again, that information will be in the description box. I mentioned to you about the let me talk about the bonus days, you guys. Bonus days is awesome, okay? Stampin' Up is offering from the 6th of July to the 31st of July, when you shop in any one of our online stores, and I'm asking you to shop in my online store, for every $50 you spend, you will get a $5 coupon that you can redeem the following month in August. So that $50 that you spend in my store, well, that will count towards that. So you'll not only get a gift from me, but you'll get a $5 coupon from Stampin' Up. Now, I have prepared for you. So I'm going to have a class. Once you shop, this is a class I'm going to host, one of my classes that I'm going to host in August. So this is our bonus days class, and I'm calling it because that I've put together this complete packet and it should get you, the prices on here is enough to get you a $5 coupon plus a gift from me. And then once you purchase this, I will keep track of it, and then you will get a Zoom link that you can join me in a class, and we can make cards featuring the bright and beautiful memories and more card pack, cards and envelope, and the colors that's in here. So if you're interested in that, definitely purchase all of these items. I do have a link that you can check out all of these items and get to shopping. Paper pumpkin. All right, so this is the new paper pumpkin kit. It's 8 cards, four of two designs. Let me get that right. 2 of 4 designs. That's what you'll be making. And paper pumpkin kit is like once a month. Once you subscribe, you can subscribe on a monthly basis, prepaid monthly. You can do a quarterly, a 6-month, or a 1-year subscription, whichever one works best for you. But I'm excited about the paper pumpkin kit. All right, I think that's all of the news that I have for today. So let me tell you what our giveaway tonight is. I have a random pack of 6x6 designer series papers that I am giving away tonight. So when you join my page, hi, how are you? When you share my video and when you share my video tonight, you will be entered into a drawing to receive this 6-pack of designer series papers, 6x6. Now this is just cut down from one of our 12x12 packs. And so you will receive these awesome papers tonight, okay? When you share my video tonight. All right, so what are we doing tonight? Tonight we are featuring the Timeless Charms bundle. Okay, this bundle you will not find it in the catalog. And you guys, if I ever go out of frame, please let me know, okay? This Timeless Charms bundle is one of our online exclusives, so you will never find it in a catalog. I'm going to share with you what it looks like. It is a cling mount stamp set. There are 12 individual stamps in here. I've already put my little backings on them, as you can see. And I keep these little the little adhesive back on mine when I transfer the sticky part. All right. And then we have our dies, the coordinating dies. And there are 13 dies in here, all floral, and they do coordinate the majority of them with the stamps and images that are in the stamps. So we have this one right here. This doesn't coordinate with any of them. So that's a different one. This one will coordinate here. This one is a standalone. This is a standalone. This one, that's also a standalone, so that's a new one. This guy will stamp this out or cut that out, and you can see all of the additional. So I'm excited about this, and I'm excited about the cards. One of the beautiful things about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is Stampin' Up! Has I don't know sometimes whether I should share with you the cards that we're making or not. Do you like when, just leave me a comment. Do you like when I share with you the cards that we're making ahead of time? Or do you just like us to make the cards and then go from there? You let me know what you think is best. All right. So as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you have access to what are they called? They call them the sample, all the samples that you see either on the website or in the catalogs. We have all the samples in terms of what the artist used to create those cards. And so I'm going to create 2 of the cards for you tonight. This is the first one that I'm going to create, or one of them. And then this is the second card that we're going to create tonight. You like a head. Okay. All right. All right. The one thing with the samples, though, is that the samples, they don't ever give you the measurements. So it's kind of like we kind of have to eyeball it, and it comes up to, and I'm horrible at guesstimating measurements. So I do my best, and however I can make it work, I kind of make it work. Okay. So I think we're going to start with this one. And I took some license and I changed up some colors just because I prefer to work in the color palette that I like. So I did start with, so what I'm using for this night, of course, is the Timeless Charms stamp set. Thank you. And I am using gray granite. And I'm using from the Regals designer series paper pack. Okay. And these are the Regal colors. They used in this one, we use subtles, but Regals are more my color palette. So that's what I ended up doing. Okay. And then for this one, I think I cut this at 3. I don't remember what size I cut it at. Hold on one moment. So the beauty of this is, so this is a 2 3/4 piece by 2 3/4 by 5 is what this is. This I use for scrap. I'm going to use for scrap for sentiments. That's what I meant to do for y'all today, is to write the measurements down. All right. So for this first card, the card base, oops, is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, standard A2. Our basic white piece is 2 3/4 by 5. And then we have a scrap that we're going to use for the sentiment in basic white also. And then these, I believe I cut at 2 inches, 2 inches by 3 1/4. So that's 2 by 3 1/4. Okay, so that's all we're going to need to create this card today. All right, so let's get everything out of the way. And let's just get stamping. Put that aside, put that aside. And we're going to need gray. Okay. And for me, I'm going to use, if I can find it, y'all know I'm looking for my VersaFine Clear, right? Because I'm going to emboss. And because I'm going to emboss, I do need to have my VersaFine Clear. And VersaFine Clear has a gray color, which is what I'm looking for. I have all of the colors, y'all. I just use it so much. Okay, I can't seem to put my hands on my gray. All righty, give me 1 minute. Let me find my gray, y'all. I need the gray. Oh, there it is. All right. And so I see we have 3 of the images. And we're just going to stamp those, okay? So we have this one, and this one. All right, let's just get everything stamped. And I am going to actually use my embossing buddy today. And what is the purpose of the embossing buddy, you guys? The purpose of the embossing buddy is so that the oils that you have on your hand, it kind of minimizes that, so you don't have a lot of the sticky, gooey items on your, that you don't have embossing powder where you don't need it when you create your projects. All right, hold on a second. Somebody's messaging me. Give me 1 quick second. Somebody's trying to find me on Find Me. Do apologize. There we go. All right. And so let's get started with stamping. Now it's not, there's no embossing on that one, but I love embossing. I just love the added texture that it gives in your project. So I absolutely love it. So we're going to stamp this guy. We're going to put him in the middle. And when I'm stamping, just a little tip, when I'm stamping and things have to, if there's, especially when there's 3 items and lining them up, whether they go in the middle and so on, I typically always start with the middle image. And I'll start with that one because for me, it's easier to space on the ends after I know where my middle is than to do end, and then try to figure out where the middle goes. That's just a personal preference for me and what I prefer to do. Hi, Tamika. Thanks for joining me today. All right. Now I'm just going to grab my clear embossing powder. And I'm going to emboss my stamped images. Again, tonight I am featuring the Timeless Charms bundle. It is one of our online exclusive items. And just as a reminder, our online exclusives, you cannot find them anywhere in catalogs. You can only find them online in our stores. Some of the items will be identified as while supplies last. Some items will be restocked, excuse me, while I get my heat tool going. Welcome, welcome, Tamika. All right, so let's get this heat embossed. I just love that little extra touch of texture that you get when you heat emboss. This is why I generally will always have some sort of heat embossing on any item that I create. All right. So we have this, and this is pretty much done. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find my baker's twine. I'm going to add a little bow. And I'm, as anybody else as horrible at bow tying as I am, and I do have a bow maker, I certainly do, because I am horrible at tying bows. I don't know how I tie my shoes. Oh, see, I'm already making a mess, right? I think because sometimes I just don't want a big loop, and I hate doing all of that to bring up. Where's my bow maker? All right, so that's a trick I'm going to show you tonight is how to use the bow maker. Ha ha ha. Since I'm being lazy. So here's my bow maker. And I don't really want too big of a loop. So in order to use your bow maker, kind of have what you need. And I typically don't cut it off, but cut it until I'm done with my bow. But I know I'm really not going to need a lot. So you do left over right, down and back, over, tie in a knot, and there's your bow. And y'all look at how easy that was. Remember how I was struggling before? I don't know why I don't use my bow maker more often, but I will now. All right, so here is our bow. All right. And I keep them like this when I store them so that I don't lose my little pegs. Because I would lose my pegs. And ain't nobody got time for losing their pegs, right? All right, so now we have this. Make sure we have our bow. And that's going to go right here. But now I want to get my sentiment done. And of course, I'm going to stamp my sentiment first. And I don't know if you saw my last video where I stamp my sentiments on a piece of cardstock that's bigger than I need, because it's easier for me to trim it down than to cut it too small and then not have a big enough piece. So that's my preferred way of doing my stamps or my sentiments, okay? It's always easier to trim it down. Okay. And I'm going to go in now with the black VersaFine. Because again, I'm going to heat emboss my sentiment. Up, upside down. And if you remember from Sunday, what I tell you that I do is I try to get as close to the bottom, because it's easier to trim one side. And if one side is already where you need it to be, then it's easier to trim the other side than having to trim and adjust both sides. Okay. And on my sentiments, I tend to triple emboss or double or triple heat emboss, okay? Your image just seems a little bit more adds a little bit more texture when you double than regular single. And I'll show you what I mean. You got to move pretty fast when you're double and triple heat embossing. I think I'm going to stop at double. All right. All right, so do you see the texture with the double? And this was heat embossed here, but you can see it's still a little bit, it's shiny, but it's still a little flat. Whereas when you double and triple, it's a little bit thicker and more raised when you do it that way. All right, so now I'm just gonna trim this down to a size that I want. It's my trimmer. Grab my paper trimmer. So let's trim this down to about 3 1/4. Let's go with 3. I'm gonna go with a 3-inch. And this, I think we probably could make this about a 1/2 inch. Yeah. So we went a 1/2 inch by 3, 1/2 inch by 3 for our sentiment, okay? Make sure I put everything away. All right. Where are my glue dots? I'm gonna stick my glue dot right about there. And then have my bow go right about here. Like so. And then I'm gonna grab some pop dots and put our sentiment just like that. And then that part of our card will be finished. Everybody have a good day today. It is the weekend and I'm excited. I am trying to gather a few of my friends tomorrow. And we have this restaurant or this, I guess it's a bar, I guess. I don't normally go to bars, y'all. But they offer 2-step dance classes on Saturdays. Well, they offer it Monday through Saturday from 8 to 9. So I'm trying to gather a couple of my girlfriends for my birthday to go and try to do a little 2-step dancing. Go figure. All right, so we're gonna bring in our card base, our gray granite. And we're just gonna line these up. So we got purple, blue, and oh, purple is over that one. And this one. Okay. So you kind of just lay them on there haphazardly, however you want to have them on there. There's no, oh, I wonder if I like this side better. Do you like the hearts better or the polka dots? Oh, I like the hearts. What do you like? Hearts or, now I can't decide. I think I'm just going to stay with the original design. I'll do another one, not tonight, with the hearts though. All right, so we're going to add the first one. That's going to be a little kitty corner like that. And there's no rhyme or reason to how you attach them on here, you guys. You can put them all straight if that's what you wanted to do. I'm just going to try to be a little off center, like the artist did when they designed the card. And that's what I'm going to do. Oops. And then last, we've got this. Okay. And then last thing we're going to do is we're going to add our focal piece. And I haven't trimmed this yet. I wanted to make sure that I knew where I was laying my piece before I went ahead and trimmed my base. Okay. Very simple card, very cute card. If you wanted to make this a wow card, definitely I would do a little embellishment or stamping on the background, maybe a little coloring. I don't know. What else could you do to elevate the card? Oh, you said hearts. I'm sorry. I'm just hearts. I'm sorry. I'll create one and send that one to you. Don't forget, when you share my channel, you are entered into the drawing to receive the gift pack of 6x6 designer series paper. So share away and come back and do share. If you are watching the replay, make sure you do hashtag replay and I shared. And you will get a gift. As always, if you are new to my channel, again, I welcome you. Thank you for subscribing. And then this will be done. Of course, there will be a piece of basic white that goes on the inside so that you can write your sentiment on. Oops. All righty. And now let's get our main focal image centered. Oops. I definitely love my grid paper, y'all. I just cannot function without grid paper. All right. I'm just going to give this a little trim like so. Give this a little trim like so. And then this card is done. I did change up the color scheme from but I just chose colors that I liked. So not that I don't like the other colors, but here you go. This is the card that we made for this one. I think it's beautiful. You guys, I'm sorry, I'm just seeing that you said hearts. I'll do hearts like next time. All righty. So the next card we're gonna make is this one. This one I'm excited to make. Oh, this looks like a lot of fun, doesn't it? And so I went ahead and I pre-cut a lot of the elements because I didn't want to take the time on camera to do that. So I did do a little different colors. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to use. So my card base is Crumb Cake. So it's Crumb Cake is the card base. And let me tell you, the base is 8.5, 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. The next layer is going to be 3.5 by 4 3/4. The next piece of basic white, of very vanilla, which is the color I'm going to use, will be 3 by 4 1/4. And then there is another piece of crumb cake that will be 2 3/4 by 1 7/8. Okay, so that's your measurements for your projects for this evening. Okay, and I'll bring that back and I'll leave that there and show y'all when I'm using them. Okay, so here we go. We've already cut and scored our card base. Again, it is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Let's put that aside. And then the next thing that we have is we have this piece. And as I said, this is going to be our 3.5 by 4 3/4. And here this is right here. Let's put that away. And as you can see, we've randomly stamped this image. I think that's plum cake because it's tone on tone. This here. Apparently, I did not bring a block for that one. All right, hold a moment. I'll pull my plum cake ink. All right, so here we have our crumb cake ink. And I think these kind of look a little bit like raindrops. I'm not sure if that's what they're supposed to be. That's kind of what I liken them to, little raindrops. So I'm going to go ahead now and randomly stamp my little raindrops on my card base. Now, do I need to stamp off? I think I am going to stamp off a little bit. Now, the thing about this is that you really don't need to stamp anything in the center because it's going to really be covered up. So you don't really need to stamp anything in the center. You can if you want to, but it's not necessary because, again, it will be covered. But you do want to make sure that you have stamped images around on the outer edges of the card. All right. So now the next thing that I see is that I see that this is distressed a little bit. Now there's a tool that you can use to distress, but you guys, you can always distress with a pair of scissors, okay? And then you just use the scissors and you distress your edges. Okay? And just distress your edges. There we go. Just adds another little extra dimension to your card when you do that, take that little extra step, okay? And as I can see, they kind of bent this corner back just a tad. So I'm just gonna take a little tool because I don't want that big of a, there we go. I did not want that big of a dog ear on my cardstock. So this is done. So we're gonna put this aside. Again, I like to build my card before I adhere things together. All right, so I went ahead and I already embossed the smaller strip, the 2 3/4 by 1 7/8 strip of cardstock, and I've already embossed that, and I use a basket weave embossing folder. If you have the timber embossing folder from Stampin' Up, you can use that as well, just a little bit different texture, okay? So now we're going to do that, and then we need our twine again. And how did I just cut my twine? What happened here? I just lost the end. Is that the end? Oh my gosh. I think I just made somewhat of a mess here. My end seems to have disappeared. There, I don't think that's my end. Oh my goodness. What a mess I just made. I'm gonna have to fix that one later on somehow. All righty. There it is. There it is. There it is. Found it, I think. I found a edge, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to have to undo all of this just to find what I'm looking for. This is a mess. How did that happen? I just cut it. All right. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this around twice and then tie a little bow off to the side. Now, yeah, I want the raised side to be on the other side. So let's do that. I'm just going to tie a little bit of a knot. I'm not going to do a bow. I'm just going to do a knot. A little square knot. I think I should do all this month projects, and I have to use bows. I tell you, the only way you're going to get better at a skill is if you keep trying to do it, right? So we're going to have this, and we're going to set that aside. And then what we're going to end up doing is we're going to grab, oops, not this one, our very vanilla piece of cardstock. Uh-oh. Yeah, the very vanilla that I had, I already cut for something else that I wasn't meant to. That needs to be 3 by 4 1/4. I need to cut that down. Yeah, I ended up doing something else with it that I should not have done. So 4 1/4. It's already 4 1/4 and 3. All right. Righty. All right, so let's take a look and see what we have. We don't have anything that's pre-stamped on here. Not that I can see. But I'm going to do a little filling in the back for myself. I'm going to bring out my old olive. stamp off. So what's going to happen is now we're going to take all of these die cut pieces that we have and put them in our basket. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay them out first, just because I want to make sure that I like where things are going to be placed. All right. Make sure I like the placement before I stick anything down. Okay. So this is going to go somewhere here. That's what I mean by making sure that I lay stuff out before I adhere them, to make sure that placement is where I want them to be. Perfect. Now I'm just going to go in with my light Calypso coral. I should probably do this with a sponge dauber. Let me find my dauber. I think that's what I want. I'm just going to add a little touch of color, and I'm changing that to my Flirty Flamingo. All I'm doing is dabbing a little bit of color. And yes, you could have just stamp them or die cut them on that colored cardstock, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make sure to see a little progression of color. Okay, take that one out. Just a hint of color. So that's going to go in there. We may only need one. I die cut several of them just because I wanted to make sure that I had good representation of all of the the floral elements in the stamp set. And then this one, I'm going to just stamp with garden green. And now we're going to assemble. That's the longest part, you guys. I don't know why. Maybe my stamps are, my ink pads are really juicy. I don't know. And then line this up. I was off, but that's okay. All right. Now let's go ahead and start to assemble. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to adhere my stamped pieces, my die cut pieces. Let's go with a little color here. Then we're going to put this guy here. Unfortunately, this is the part that's going to take the longest, is assembling these pieces the way you want them to be in here. I don't know that I like that. I just want it to be a very full basket. Like that. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on that and get it all stuck down. Anybody have big plans for the weekend? Well, I already told you what I think I'm going to be doing. I can't wait for this two-step dancing class. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what got into me, but you know, my sister absolutely loves line dancing. And I guess in my mind, it seems to me like it's all one and the same. I guess two-steppers will tell you that it's not the same thing. But hey, I think it's the same concept. All right, so let's get this lined up on here. Let's try to make sure we have about an eighth of an inch or a eighth of an inch from the bottom. even on the sides, and there we go. Okay, I don't think I'm going to use that one. Perfect. I think all my flowers are slanted towards the right, the left side. That's all right. Let's see if we can do a little adjusting here. All right, so next thing we want to do is on a piece of, what did I just do with that? Oh, here it is. Actually, it's supposed to be my, here we go. Let's use this. I didn't know where it is. And I'm going to stamp this sentiment right here. Thanks for all you do. Flirty Flamingo, my Calypso coral piece of cardstock seemed to have disappeared. So I'm going to do a little changing up here. Here it is. It's a big guy. I'm just going to do it on this one. Put it away, put it away. Look at how this is going to go on here just like that. Isn't that cute? All right, let's get our sentiment stamped out and then we can move forward. I'm going to go ahead and stamp it first. Again, I'm going to stamp in y'all, things just disappear around my life, okay? Does that happen to anybody else besides me? That things just seem to disappear? Oh my goodness. So I'm going to stamp and heat emboss my sentiment. Oh, that's supposed to be on white. It's okay. Let's clean this off. Ugh, it's supposed to be white. I can tell what my go-to is. Always heat emboss with black. It's normally what I do. Clean that off. Get my Versa mark this time. Make sure this is lined up. Pick it up. Oops, nope, 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 nope. I shifted it just a tad. Even, Steven. All right. My Versamark ink. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying this class project. And again, I stamped this using, this is the Timeless Charms bundle. It is part of the online exclusives in Stampin' Up. You can find it on my website at www.sweetsignatures.stampinup.net. That is my website. And don't forget, when you shop and you spend an order of $50 or more, you will receive a free gift from me, as well as you earn a $5 coupon during the month of July for our bonus days. I don't know about y'all, but I like free stuff. Trying to find my white. There it is. I got these little cute holders. I think these were from the Dollar Tree, you guys, and they are amazing. Whenever I have my embossing powders, I automatically put them in these little containers. I label them. There's a lot of stuff in my powder. So that I know what color is in there. And before I actually put some heat here, if I see a little strays, I go in with my little makeup brush and remove any excess powder. And here we go. Okay, I'm going to bring my trimmer back in. I'm going to make this about 1 inch long, or 1 inch wide, I should say. And this is going to be a 1 by 2 for my sentiment. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and we're going to adhere this guy right here. Right, so. And I'm going to use, contrary to what I normally do, I'm just going to put them on the edges so that it can straddle the baker's twine and not have that extra bulk. So what do you think of these cards so far, y'all? Very simple, very easy. Oops, did I take that off already? I sure did. And then I'm going to put this on. And I like to layer. So I have, that's going to go there like that. And now I start to assemble my cards. And this is going to go like that. Well, the summer semester is almost over, so I don't have my Thursday class will be over. So I'll be back to doing my Thursday lives. But I think I also, oh, this is cute. I love it. I don't normally do a lot of layering. When you guys stamp and create, do you do a lot of layering? I don't do a lot of with the fussy ephemera and all that stuff. I just don't do a lot of it, but I love it. I think it's cute. All right, so here we go. We can put our card together, and our final card of the evening is complete. Except for some bling. Y'all know I need bling, right? I need me some bling. I have so much bling. I never know what I'm gonna use. Well, let's use these iridescent rhinestone basics. That's what I'm gonna use today. Mm. And with that, our card is done, y'all. So what do you think? This is our card. This is the inspiration for our card. I know you have to have bling somewhere. It's not finished unless there's bling. I love it. And then here we have our second card. So again, the measurements for this card that we use is your standard card base at 8.5 by 4.5, scored at 4.25. The next layer was 3.5 by 4 3/4. That next layer was 3 by 4 1/4. And then the piece that we used for our basket was 2 3/4 by 1 7/8. I'll go ahead and I'll add all the measurements into the description box now that I've made the cards. And so you have those for your, if you choose to create them. One of the things that I'm also doing, you guys, is I'm going to add a link. I'm going to share a link with you. I've created a Pinterest board so that when you create the cards that I'm making on my live, if you want to share them with me, go ahead and post them to that board. And that board will be specific to this video. So how about that? With that note, you guys, thank you very much for spending about an hour of my birthday with me. I really appreciate you spending the time with me. And you guys, I am going to go get ready to hang it up for the night and get ready for tomorrow. On that note, y'all, thanks for joining me again, and y'all have a happy day and happy stamping.